Hello and welcome. This is Afshin Ratansi and Yvonne Ridley joining you from the River Thames, right in the heart of London. There's a boat there.
You find them on rivers now and again. Today we bring you a show which examines the dangers of stereotyping and the obsession with attaching a label to just about everything.
This author talks about his favourite subject, so-called entrepreneurship, and examines the capitalists who some believe have made society change for the better.
And this director comes on board HMS President to talk about a series of stage plays on Afghanistan and the never-ending great game attached to it, and the recklessness of the imperialists trying to fit such a diverse country under one banner.
Meanwhile, this author focuses on the life of Ali Abdullah Saleh, who once described ruling Yemen as something like dancing on the heads of snakes. But as she reveals, he is not a stereotypical African leader. Stay tuned to find out more. And Julian Assange, the WikiLeaks founder, under attack in the United States. We talk to the founder of the Frontline Club, which hosted his event. All of this and so much more with Ratansi and Ridley on board HMS President. It's the show which rocks the boat. The word entrepreneur conjures up all sorts of images of demons and dragons from the ruthless world of business, but it has also provided our first guest with a lifetime of study of the subject, culminating in what he believes is a definitive book on the history of the world's entrepreneurs.
Ron, you became an entrepreneur at the age of 11 when, as team captain, you were told that there would be no away games for soccer.
That's right, absolutely.
Because there was no school bus, so you set about fundraising.
That's right. I mean, one of the
things...
of
a selfish motive.
Well, I think that one of the things that a man called Robert Ardrey once said, that so long as mankind suffers from hunger, we will concern ourselves with economics. So economics is a very personal thing. You have to look after your own self-interest just for your ability to survive. So I was in a situation where I had this need. Most opportunities arise out of a need that you have to now find some means to find some sort of resolution to. So I needed to find money in order to transport myself to away games, football being the center of my life. I'm a Manchester United supporter. That meant everything to me. And being picked...
I'll ignore the Manchester United remark.
Well, most people do try to.
You talk about self-interest.
Yeah.
Some would say, in the current global capitalist collapse, that's the problem. These entrepreneurs have destroyed the earth.
Well, the fact of the matter is that there is a lot of destruction going on. And there's Schumpeter, the American economist, talked about creative...
Widely discredited.
Creative destruction. This is called reality. Things have to be destroyed in order for new things to be created. And the fact of the matter is, you're seeing a world disappear in front of you at the moment. The old industrial world is now being replaced by a digital world. That world is being destroyed. Those people who understand the new reality that's in front of them will be the new entrepreneurs of tomorrow.
It sounds like a version of Antonio Gramsci. Do you not think any of the entrepreneurs in your book have helped to destroy the earth?
Well, look, you have to understand that there's a lot of destruction and a lot of creativity. They go hand in hand. So I don't want to get into the business of metaphysics, which is the subject that I'm fascinated by. But the fact of the matter is that we're talking about causality. My book, The History of the World's Greatest Entrepreneurs, deals with reality. It doesn't deal with the chimerical, how to make money.
Good comes from self-interest.
Definitely, self-interest is a big issue, but you have to be a giver in this world to be successful. If you're not giving, you can't succeed.
You're also a convert to Islam.
That's
How
right.
does that square with entrepreneurship?
Well, the fact of the matter is if you think about Khadija and Prophet Muhammad, and peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, and how he came about to prominence, and she was very much very important in his rise because he became known as this man of great trust. And she gave him a great opportunity to demonstrate that trust through her own entrepreneur. She was an amazing entrepreneur. She brought a great deal of wealth into the Arabian Peninsula.
There are many different views of Islam, of course.
Absolutely.
But
the important one is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the author of all history. In fact, if you think about the Catholic religion, there's a guy called Jacob Fugger. He did a deal with Pope Leo the X. And that situation. He brought in a guy called John Tetzel. Tetzel was brought in to sell these letters that would be used to finance.
Some people might say these people have
the Pope's chapel, and as a result of that, it was Martin Luther nailed 95 Gutenberg Church. As a result of that, it was an entrepreneur that led to the founding of Catholicism.
These people, some might say, have been responsible for the killing of millions of people. There's something very serious, isn't there, when you talk about entrepreneurs like Henry Ford or IBM or Coca-Cola?
You know what it is? It really depends on what kind of guy you are. Is it a half-empty glass or half-full glass? The fact of the matter is, if you want to look at the world through a half-empty glass perspective, you'll see a half-empty glass. Entrepreneurs are not here necessarily as politicians, they're business people. They're the people that...
half-empty.
Well, Ron, thank you very much.
It was a real pleasure.
Nicholas Kent joins us to talk about A Real Labour of Love, which saw him direct a series of plays which illustrate a sweeping history of 200 years of imperialistic attempts to oppress Afghanistan.